And welcome to the National Meat Treasure Podcast with your host, Bob Marley.
Apparently, because you just found a hair tie in your head and you didn't know was existing there. I feel like Bob Marley's like crown was like that epic. Like shit would just like get like his keys would get caught in them like at one point, like, and then he's just like looking around like where the fuck did it key? And then it just slaps him in the chest and then he goes, and that's how they came up with the names Bob Marley and the Wailers. I am one of Bob Marley's many hundred kin, because that man has more sons that come out of the woodworks every 5 years. I feel like there's a new Marley, and he's like doing big respect, like just singing all the Marley hits.
I love that you're keeping up with Bob Marley's lineage for some reason.
Bro, there's like 100 of them. Am I not? Am I wrong? This is my own world. Yeah, he does, right? This is like, there we go.
And I'm Joey.
Mm-hmm. As always, Joey.
Thrillah. Wow, this is, I don't know why this is so wildly uneven, but we're going to go with it. YouTube listeners, tell me how to do my hair.
I like it.
Although I did have a nice conversation with somebody the other day. They understood the swag, you know what I mean? They were like, they were saying, they were talking. This girl was talking shit about somebody, saying that like, "Oh, that nigga never had shape ups," and I was like, "Bitch, I don't ever have shape ups." And she's like, "Yeah, but that's like your aesthetic, and it's hot, and you know that." And I'm like, "I'm glad you recognize. I'm glad you recognize that." I'm like, I get a haircut once a month for like maintenance purposes. It's not even, for me, not even my peak sexy. I feel like I get the wrong kind of attention when I'm like fully shaped up.
Okay.
It's just like women who are like, "Oh, you look so good." And I'm like, "But you don't even understand. Like, I'm an artist, baby.
I'm an artist."
Like, I'm not supposed, I'm only looking this good as because my hair will get crazy if I don't, trim up my hairline and the sides.
No, I get it. But yeah, you know what? That shout out to her because she really did appreciate your aesthetic. And you know what? Everyone has theirs. Like mine is obviously somewhere between not giving a shit and really not caring. So I like the fact that we got Joey with like a much more manicured, like, hairline. It looks crisp. It looks nice to me. It's really, really nice. I mean, good fade.
Thank you.
Oh, Joey's our son. You didn't know this? That's why I want him on. He is the perfect combo of the two of us.
Yeah, just way better.
If we did the fusion dance, it would be Joey.
Oh, yeah, that would actually be rad.
In both lifestyle and looks.
Yeah.
Because he is married, but he is deep under his married core, very depraved.
Depraved soul. Oh, Jesus.
He wants to live my single life, but he lives your married life.
Yeah.
And you've been married the exact same amount of time.
Also,
crazy stuff.
This is not the first time that I've known this about Joey. I've known this about Joey for at least 10 plus years. Like before marriage, like he would just tell me, he's like, "Yo, why they gotta like them and not me? I like bitches too." And I was like, yeah. You're right, Joey. They should be throwing it back for you, but they just think that you're like unavailable or more like unapproachable,
unattainable.
That's crazy. I'm the most approachable nigga.
You are
I'm the nicest. Like, bro, you gotta see me at work, man. I'm like,
you bagging every. Oh God, that's amazing. That's great. Oh my God, did you get ginger snaps? I love ginger snaps. Oh, just a great thing for the holiday. And like, you know what? That is, code switching. That's a thing. Still,
ooh, code switching is it's a skill that I sometimes wish I didn't have.
Oh yeah, it's a terrible skill to have.
It's just so automatic, and
I don't really code switch anymore. I'm just like, it's more shutting down than code switching. I'm just like, yeah, man. Like whenever I talk to white guys, it's just like, yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, sure.
That's literally all I got for them at this
prices.
point. I don't like even weather. Whew, stuff, isn't it?
Wow, rough.
Infrastructure, am I right, pal?
That's, you can't say infrastructure. That's gonna start that's gonna take you down the
bus.
Path.
Like, I know who takes the bus.
We'd have some decent public transit if it wasn't for Biden. I'm like, all right, here we go. This is why
I stay fucking quiet.
Listen.
And it's crazy too because I think in the Midwest, like people are typically just more friendly. Mm-hmm. So all the time I have like white guys like at work trying to like engage me in conversation. I'm just like,
So was it friendly hate? Like,
I mean, that's all white people, but I mean, like they're just more cordial. I guess like we're from the East Coast, so in East Coast niggas will like you can work with a nigga for 10 years, he'll never speak to you just because like I'm on my business, I'm on nobody's dick. But like
that's me.
Out here, everyone's like friendly.
That's me.
But I'm like, okay, you're still like white at the end of the day, so I know you're gonna say something divisive or weird at some point, and they all have.
At one
so
point.
that's
Yeah,
not
you're
like
probably
I was
gonna
wrong.
try and share
But again,
your
and they
empanada
do
recipe,
this,
or like, and I'm just gonna have to like shut you down for trying to do that to me. That's happened to me too, man.
Yeah, they've all brought up their fucking political affiliations already. And again, when I talk to white guys, yeah, man, yeah. So like I didn't bring it up. They get there on their own, and I'm like, yeah, I knew you would.
Yeah.
So I just let them do their thing for the sake of preserving my paycheck until this podcast blows up and I get paid for talking shit about the white man.
I mean, we can make T-shirts for that, like "fuck honky" if you want. Like it's whatever you want. Like, fuck crackers.
Let's get Heartless on the phone and make some "fuck honky" T-shirts.
Yes. Maybe like a slave owner getting shot. Every shirt is just another. Like you find another.
Oh no, I wouldn't have a slave owner. It would just be like a typical white guy in a flannel
getting shot.
Okay. Just getting shot.
Okay. I dig that. You know, that kind of reminds me of. Did you guys watch that movie Imperium?
Imperium
with Daniel Radcliffe?
So. Oh,
I've never seen any Daniel Radcliffe movie that was not Harry Potter.
Okay, well, it's really good. But anyway, he's an FBI agent. He goes undercover, and he goes undercover in a white supremacist group, right? So surprise, surprise, that all the white supremacists don't just look like skinheads, right, bald, and all the likes. He actually ends up
they look like Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. Everybody's like in nice little shirts, and it's a great barbecue, and the skins are off onto the corner, but the main people who are making all the moves are just regular looking dudes who won't call you, a bunch of racial epithets, but epithets?
Yeah.
Epithets? I don't know.
Epithets.
Yeah, I feel like I'm stupid. I shouldn't say that word again. Yeah, and they won't say that, but they'll deny your job application or your loan application or right, all those.
So it was real life.
Yeah, it was fucking.
That's how that works.
Fucking good though. It was really good. Like, and
I bet in the movie, like Daniel or whatever Harry Potter's character was, he was just like, I can't believe it. No, and I'd be in the audience like, yeah.
There was a shock.
Are you surprised, Honky? That's what I'm.
There was
speaking of blacks, I did see a movie that or speaking of dangerous blacks, rather, a movie that I've been putting off for a few years, Alien, I watched the other night.
Okay.
Where did... I hate you. I hate you so much. It took me 5 minutes to understand what you meant by dangerous blacks.
It's a dangerous black alien. It's a perfect killing machine.
I hate you that it took me so long to get there. I'm long enough.
No, it's just been referenced a lot lately, like because you brought it up a few episodes ago because of that guy who does the art for the movie, or who I guess designed
H.R. Geiger.
A couple of people, H.R. Geiger. A couple of people have brought it up, and I realized like I've seen the movie in bits and pieces. I know all the references, but I've never actually watched the first one. And I was like, oh, it's on Amazon Prime, so why the fuck not? So I logged into that, and I gotta say, bro, someone who's very blue collar, a lot of holes in that movie, bro. There was no HR in it, but there's no OSHA.
There was no OSHA.
I don't think.
I mean, this is
like
is this post-apocalyptic? Not really, right? Because they're kind of like advanced, and they've got all this crazy shit with them.
I wasn't paying attention to like the first 15 minutes because I was like, there's obviously there's no alien yet, so let me just be on my phone for a little bit.
Yeah.
But first there's a part where like the face hugger gets was his name Kane or Dane, something like that. The face hugger gets the guy, and they bring him in the ship. And the spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen this 45-year-old movie, but the one guy brings the guy with the face hugger on the ship, and they're like, oh, we gotta save him. And the woman, who's the woman in the movie?
Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney Weaver is like, hey, we can't bring him back on the ship. And she argues with the other admiral or whatever, and he's like, well, we got to bring him on or he'll die. And Sigourney Weaver's like, well, what if we all die from what's on his face?
Yeah.
Which she was right. But I find it that like didn't bug me because it's like, all right, guys got to make a hard decision. And then like later you find out in the movie that the guy, his whole mission was to get this thing on the ship. And that's why he was like breaking the rules.
Yep.
So you find that out later. But even before you find that out, like there's a part in the movie where the face hugger removes itself from Dane's face while no one's looking.
Mm-hmm.
And they have Dane like a chamber and they're looking through the glass chamber and they're like, oh, the thing's not in his face anymore. We got to find it. And they just open the chamber up. I'm like,
right up.
Just ran out and
right
like hugged on somebody else's face. Like you don't have like a, like
isn't that exactly what happened?
A room scanner or something? Well, no, what happened was the thing, I guess because the face hugger like plants the egg of the alien in Dane.
Mm-hmm.
So the face hugger was like kind of just fell from the ceiling and was kind of like just basically dead.
Okay.
But then when Dane wakes up, they're like, "Oh, you're awake. Let's go eat something, bro." You're not gonna give this guy like a scan of some kind. Like he was just under alien fucking.
Question. This just struck my mind. So is the face hugger coming in your mouth as a?
I think it is. Yes,
it is fully dropping a load in your mouth. Yo, I don't want no part of that shit. Sorry, go ahead. That's just bugged me.
That makes it weird now because I do know a lot of people with like face hugger tattoos on like their chest. That's a really popular one.
Yeah.
Well,
so now
it's putting an egg, right? So it's really kind of like on its period, except it's a fertilized egg because it's an egg.
It's doing something.
Revelation.
It's doing something that
from a 40-year-old
most people would not want in their mouth.
No,
I think it's probably, if you think about it, it's probably both.
Yo,
you know, it's like putting the egg and coming right in and stuff.
I mean, he's got to lubricate it, right? The face hugger's got to figure out a way.
Yeah, so the face hugger is essentially fucking your face.
Okay, good. We're good.
And I think I don't know how long they're in there. Maybe like I think it's like 24 hours. So like it's having a long sesh on your face.
Bless. Good for that guy.
Yeah, good for.
But it was so funny because I'm like, because they opened this thing up with this guy in it, and they're like looking for the face hugger. And at this point, they know the face hugger's blood is acidic. So like this thing could just be bleeding somewhere, and you're just like, oh, just open the door, no equipment. And then this nigga comes back to life, and they're like, oh, you're back to life, cool, let's go eat. Didn't scan this nigga for nothing. Didn't like
quarantine.
Do any tests.
Nothing.
No quarantine at all. Just like, oh, you're up, cool. Like, so this thing must have been on your face for no fucking reason. Like, what? And then when his fucking chest burst, and it's like, yo, if you would have kept this nigga in this room for like an hour, because that's how long it took the alien to come out of his chest, like an hour.
Yeah.
Kept him in the room for an hour. Like when I got the fucking vaccine, they had me sit in a room for 15 minutes just to make sure nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
So like, if there was a face or a fucking alien in me, the city would not have been destroyed. It would have been the 5 old people in this room with me. So, I mean, clearly, and the movie takes place in 2037. Clearly, so basically, was OSHA not around in the 90s? When did OSHA start?
OSHA was definitely around. But, you know, I don't, like, see, well, you brought up something, I don't know if, you've never watched anything besides a few clips and pieces of Alien, right?
I think I saw Alien vs. Predator. Okay. I've seen Spaceballs, and I might have seen a couple of pieces. I've seen pieces of almost all the movies, but never like any of them in full. No.
Okay. So,
which is like a prequel, right?
Yeah. So Prometheus is, you know, like the name kind of beckons as the I guess the person who was able to bring fire to people. So, so there's this whole thing about the creators, which, you know, now when you're talking about it, it just like jumbled a bunch of shit in my head. And the creators look like these like super sentient, like basically what you had described, but like as the perfect human race, Justin, you know, wildly buff, androgynous, and just wildly powerful with telekinetic powers. But they're like they're literally as white as paper. Like they're just completely like there's no color. Except for maybe more accented whites. I don't know. But my point is that that's the whole xenomorph saga happens because they keep taking the xenomorph that keeps coming through every iteration, because what happens is when it meets a new species, it joins that it makes that DNA and adds to it. and then that's where you get those people bursting through. I mean, those xenomorphs bursting through them. So at like by the time Aliens happens, it's supposed to be like the perfect killer. But I gotta watch that again, man. That like it's on who?
I think
Amazon?
they're all on Amazon. Yeah.
That might be what I do.
I was like my options because I wasn't working last night. I hadn't worked all weekend.
Yeah,
which is fucking weird. So my options were like, okay, I could go out, get a drink, maybe meet some new people.
Sure.
Because people here are friendly, even on the internet. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay in, save my coins, and watch this 30-year-old film.
It's a good one. How did you feel about it at the end?
I mean, it gave what it was supposed to give. Sure. Just a cheesy 90s horror flick.
Did it feel cheesy?
Although another part that was funny to me was there's like a part where like Sigourney Weaver like takes her clothes off and she's in like this sexy tiny underwear and like a crop top, and I'm like, bro, this bitch is in space. Like I know this is like the 90s and like porn is not as readily available as it is to me now. But like, put that bitch in some Joe boxers. Like, I don't like. There's no woman who's going to space in a thong.
I don't know, man. I think that was part of my sexual awakening.
It was a very hot scene. Don't get me wrong. But now as an adult watching this, like, you know how many times girls have stolen my boxers, or like, just because their underwear is not designed for comfort, it's designed for sex appeal. Which, thank God for the patriarchy in that respect.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way, like, you're one bitch in space and you're not fucking nobody up here, and you're bringing these tiny white underwear. I'm not buying it.
The thing is, though,
they're very small. I'm looking at it, and you're right.
The thong eliminates the panty line under the pants, and she's definitely not trying to have that in her spacesuit.
Oh yeah.
No panty line in the space.
No panty line.
That sounds like
she's like, I have respect,
That sounds like something you shouldn't do. Bitch. No, I agree, because I'm gonna pull this up because it is really like let's hope we don't get
flagged on YouTube. I mean, it's a hot scene.
Let's hope we don't get
her and can you I mean, it's really funny though, like the white beauty standard now was pushed on us in these,
I see a little bush there too.
I remember, so I didn't see this movie when I was a kid, but what movie I did see when I was a kid, I want to say there's like a similar scene to this in Jurassic Park with Téa Leoni.
Okay.
And I was just thinking, like, somebody told me that was supposed to be hot, because there's no way I would think that was hot as a fucking 30-some-year-old man. Let me see. Was it Jurassic Park? I want to say it was, because I think that's like the only movie I've seen her in that I remember. Jurassic Park, Téa. How do you spell that shit?
She's not attractive like that. Like,
yeah.
Because that was definitely like one of my sexual awakening
I don't even
moments.
know how you pulled that out of your mind.
As a 9-year-old, whenever I saw fucking Jurassic Park. Her and very unsurprisingly, Alanis Morissette. Hey. So you can see why I've been with so many white girls. But yeah, definitely. I actually watched that fucking video recently. That fucking I've been a bad girl. That bitch looks gross. I was like, damn, they should have fed her something, because she is like, if I wasn't fucking 11 when I saw that video, I think I would have been disgusted. If I wasn't like dripping with puberty, I don't think I would have.
Yeah.
What? Nelly Furtado?
What about Nelly Furtado? I think we've had a moment about Nelly Furtado.
Now I'm like trying to find the scene with like Téa Leoni, like
we were talking about
Indecent,
Promiscuous.
Oh no, it was in was it in Bad Boys?
Oh, that was hot. It was crazy hot.
Yeah, she's like plays like a hooker or something that they're trying to protect.
She was in Bad Boys.
I mean, do you? No, I'm kidding. All sex workers matter. Although, are there still? I think we talked about this. I don't think there's still hookers anymore, like street hookers. There's no brick and mortar street hookers.
There's no brick and mortar street hookers anymore. No, it definitely. They still are out there. They're just doing the business differently. And I mean, because you all can't be 0.1% in OnlyFans. Like,
Although those
can't happen
OnlyFans
like
numbers
that.
are mad funny because I'm like,
if that was the case, that would
like I've become
literally
so
have to
spoiled.
be the biggest.
No, I've become so spoiled because a girl
like,
will post
driver
like,
for
it'll be
our
like,
economy.
oh, top 4%, and I'm like, 4%,
0.1444.
Where's 0.001? I want all the 0.001s because those are the freakos on there.
Wait,
top 4, you got like 9
you-
videos up.
Can y'all explain what those OnlyFans numbers mean? Like, what? How does that?
Basically, like, are you the creator with like the highest? Like, I guess I don't really know what it means. Is it like income to fan ratio, maybe, or like?
Okay.
So essentially, like, it's more about subscribers.
Right.
It's about like how you're the top in your area, or maybe like, I mean, I don't know how to delineate it, and this is a good excuse to get one of our audience listeners out there who might be an OnlyFans creator to explain a little more. But I think it's mostly to do with the fact that how many subscribers and area and how people are reacting to their content. And Justin's right. Like, it used to be like, somebody.
Yeah,
could
but I've done the field
like
research.
and
I've been out there. I put in the hard work, and I've realized like if you're under like
0.001,
under 1%, like it's not for me.
The hard work,
like that, just because I remember I tried some girls who was like, she's like, oh, she posted like, oh, I'm in the top 10%, like before I really knew what that meant, and I was like, there's just like 7 pictures on here, and I'm like, oh, because there's so many women on OnlyFans now that like 10% means nothing, like. You're in the 90th percentile if you just make an account. I have nothing on it. So I need that 0.01, that I'm waiting for like the next dimension, like 0.001. Like that's gonna be some whores. Some vicious fame, like when fucking Jada Pinkett like drops the Will Smith sex tape. Or the Tupac sex tape.
And it's gonna happen.
That'll be the 0.01 on there.
Yo. How do you guys feel about this? This is a good segue to a topic that I actually was thinking about. I mean, the internet has had its day with it, but really, I think, how do you guys feel about how Jada, for the lack of a better word, talks very openly about the relationship and said that somewhere along the lines that I guess she wishes she could like directly communicate to Will because sometimes he's not doing certain things that she would enjoy and love making.
I mean,
I
could just go to you
really
guys because
connection if you're able to
guys,
do that
I can quote you. What did Joey say? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and directly quote y'all, but y'all have both big upped your wives on this podcast. We do this twice a week.
Yes.
So the fact that y'all have not got on this platform and embarrassed your wives, and you probably. I don't know how long Jay and Will have been. Well, they've been longer than 8 years, but you probably got some bombs. You probably got some material out there to really put your wives to shame if you want to, and you haven't. And you've got hundreds of hours of material, almost the entire length of Friends worth of material in just speaking. So I think if you guys could do it, I think Jada could, but she's just not getting movie roles, I guess, because like, what the fuck is Jada? like
That's what it is. She's just doing that red table talk and looking at her more successful children. Because I mean, the fact that like you have a lot of people, joke about like there was one. It was a picture of Will Smith and Tupac.
I think it's Jada. I feel like with Jada, it's
Jada
like
Pinkett,
and obviously,
that,
I can't
on her night dresser, like just to kiss every night.
Obviously, I'm nobody. She was way higher in life than me at this age. She's done a lot. She's done a lot of great movies. Loved her in Low Down Dirty Shame. Loved her in The Matrix. Yada yada, et cetera, et cetera. But I think she's just run out of things to talk about because Red Table Talk was on for a while before it got any traction. We haven't seen her in a we haven't seen her in a movie in ages. She's not dropping albums. I don't really know what she does now at this point, except
it's been around.
Run Will's name through the mud. And I think people. Here's the thing: I think they have normal ass relationship problems, but I think because Will's like one of the most beloved characters in the fucking world, that she's getting a lot of slack for it. Like basically, like she's ruining his legacy. And I think it's like, bitch, you could have done something else. And I was kind of for her for a while because I don't know if you remember that thing with Jordan Woods, but or if you even know who Jordan Woods is. Jordan Woods is like, she's like friends with the Kardashian farm. She's somebody famous's daughter. I can't remember who.
Okay, and she.
Do I know who Jordan was?
She fucked. What was it? One of the men.
Yes,
one
I
of
do.
Chloe's boyfriends that
Jordan-
cheated on
Yeah,
her. I
who
guess
was
they
an
had
NBA
supposedly.
player.
Yeah, they supposedly hooked up, and like that was when I guess Red Table Talk kind of really took off because like, before it was like around, but I didn't really see people talking about it that weren't like 100 in black. But once Jordan was on, I guess they got the young crowd in, and like that's when it, for me at least, started elevating. That I saw the elevation growing. But like you could have stuck in that drama lane at least, and not just ran through Will.
A lot of Red Table Talk before that Jordan thing happened on the Twitter sphere. Because there was other, I guess, celebrities of some respect who had some kind of issues that they could talk about or whatever. But I wouldn't ever want to be. I don't think I would ever want my love life, especially with my longtime partner, to just become a part of the public's just topic of discussion. Like that's crazy. Like
it's content. Yeah, I mean, like as I read deeper into it, I kind of I mean, it was crazy to kind of bring your husband on, like, basically something that gets broadcasted to everyone's eyes at this point because it's like it's on Facebook.
You know what I think too, though?
It went mega viral.
I think, and this is just
the entanglement story. Like
I feel like
that was wild.
Will and
in
Jada
its own respect.
probably have been doing their own thing for a while,
right.
And then I think maybe this is like a slow way of like, I don't know. I guess maybe like
that's been said.
Splitting apart without it looking like devastating to the people. I guess I don't know. You know how celebrities are. How they think their lives. Like if Will and Jada split tomorrow, I'd be like, oh damn, that's crazy, and then I'd be not giving a fuck. But I think these celebrities maybe think that a little highly of themselves, so they want to like, I guess, document the break to the public a little more.
That'd be it.
So we're more ready for it, I guess.
Yeah,
that could be it.
Transition.
Because I heard Will Smith fucked Margot Robbie. I don't know if how true that is, but there's a bunch of like pictures of them together, like doing nasty shit.
Right. I feel like I know Will's the topic of their relationship has been something that has been talked about for a while. And I don't know if that's something that only Jada was like. I've only ever heard Will Smith talk about their relationship and it being somewhat open, pre Red Table Talk, and then shit got crazy. But damn, man, she was fucking August Alsina, bro. That's crazy. She's a pedophile. But if I was August, oh my god, I'd feel bad though, man. I couldn't fuck Will Smith's
I would
wife.
too.
I would have to. If Will Smith's wife could be Roseanne, and I would fuck Will Smith's wife. You gotta to say you fuck Will Smith's
right?
wife.
That's like everybody's like cousin or uncle.
You gonna do another black man like that, bro?
Would you?
Also, like, I feel like I'm gonna keep it a beam, bro. I'm keeping it a beam one time. Like,
I don't know, man. I feel like
I
some of those
say
action
that,
movies,
like since Will Smith like got on the internet, that nigga looked like he should get his bitch fucked. Like he's just been embarrassing on the internet the whole time he's been there. Because I remember his whole intro to the internet was like, so there was a whole thing where he was saying that
Jesus,
Yugi boy, that's who's fucking Jada. Oh yeah, I would fuck the shit out of. First of all, let's put that in the air. I would fuck the shit out of not only Jada, but Jada's mom. Jada's mom is bad too. Oh, but that whole family. And I don't know how old Willow is. So I'm not gonna say nothing, but she's a very beautiful young lady.
She's of age, but like for us, like it would not be
very good looking.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
But
Willow's of age.
Yeah, like
she's
when Will Smith like got on the internet, because I remember it was a whole thing.
I don't know,
it was a whole because I guess he said that when he was growing up and young in Hollywood, you had to have a level of anonymity to get jobs because like if it came out that you were like a goofy guy, you would only get goofy roles, or if it came out that you were a playboy, you'd only get like playboy roles. So to like keep your options open, you had to keep your private life closed. And then I think around 2015, 14, he started his Instagram and got on YouTube and made this whole thing about how like, well, now the game's changed. I got to be more out there to like get more money because obviously if Will Smith starts a YouTube channel, is immediately millions of dollars in his pocket. So he did that, and like his whole shit was just goofy for a while. Like, oh, I'm gonna go skydiving and conquer my greatest fears, and and this, that, the third, and like, young boy was goof, and I was like, yo, his earlier content was just goofy nigga shit, bro, and I was like, I remember seeing a video thinking like, damn,
I'm loving
Jada
that.
not getting good.
I'm loving that
because I know you never hear Will Smith talk since like the Fresh Prince. You don't really hear him like in public. So like in my mind, he's still a cool Fresh Prince, and then like he got started rapping with Jaden,
at, bro. Where you?
And I was like, yo, this nigga's goof. like I could see it's. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad that August. I don't feel bad.
He was
about
the sexiest man alive
because I think she needed some long dick. But I definitely feel bad that it was out there. Like, it's no way. Like, him and Jason Derulo are the same personality. Again. Jason Derulo is very corny on the internet.
Cringe. Yeah.
So I'm supposed to not. Hold on. So
I agree.
According to y'all,
listen,
I'm supposed to.
It's still Will Smith.
I'm supposed to not long dick Jada
Sir
because
William
of Wild
Smith.
Wild West.
That's
what you're saying. Because if I had the opportunity, I'm gonna throw it down to the soundtrack. We going straight to the Wild Wild West. She was in the Matrix, so like.
The Wild Wild West
and Revolution.
Oh, she was right.
Will Smith.
Yeah,
and
you never do that.
Wow.
And he turned it down. He was originally supposed to be a Neo. Did you guys know that? Yeah, it's he turned it down for Wild Wild West. Because he felt like Wild Wild West was going to be far more
turned it down
film.
because the
and
what are the creators of the Matrix's name?
The Wachowski brothers. Sisters now.
Or the Wachowski sisters now. But the Wachowskis, the way they pitched it, they basically sounded like two stoners. Like, so dude, like it takes place in like the future, dude, and like robots are like eating us, dude. And like he heard that pitch and was like, nah, I'm good. And then he saw it in film finally. He was like,
yo, what the
fuck did I turn down?
I ain't tell me it was gonna be like this. But you know what? I don't think.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yo,
you didn't know that?
Am I really late on this? Hold on.
It was like
I didn't.
Like both of them. That's
Am I really late on this? Hold on.
I think
didn't
this is
know
like
that
3-4 years ago at this point.
Brothers transition.
Yeah, possibly longer.
Am I really late on this? Hold on. I didn't.
And you looked it up?
Am I really late on this?
Actually,
I didn't. But I had like zero clue. Like you just said that, and I was like, "What?" Like I literally just had to type that. I had to look it up because my brain was freaking out. I was like, "This."
Oh, apparently there's
Lily.
I think there's a third
Laura
one that's not.
And Julie
that did not rate the Matrix.
And Lana. Is there how many sisters are there? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of Wachowski. Okay, not important then. Not in. Are these white people
wrote the Matrix and the many iterations that came from it?
If you wrote, you would have to have like dread.
Animatrix is fire.
If you wrote, dreads. That shit was fire. Yeah, that was actually really good. Yo, speaking on the Kardashians, and their many connections, we will also connect to something that happened tragically on Friday night. There was a concert, Astroworld, with Travis Scott as the headliner, and 8 people seem to have passed away from the actions that happened at the concert, and about 300 people actually sought failed medical care. So there was a lot of things coming out of it, and I had to kind of like look up a good amount of stuff because there's a lot of things that are kind of like flooding the internet. There's a lot of like rumors and stuff like that, and opinions, and it's coming out very quickly. But Justin, you brought it up, and I'll I'll give you my take on it right away. Just after what I saw, I think personally, I don't know why we have to find someone at fault for the whole thing right away. I mean, but if you're gonna lay the responsibility, it is the venue. It's not the artist. The artist has zero clue on how things are happening. They've set up maybe they set up and maybe they had creative inputs and stuff like that. But I don't think any artist or any person will willfully like do that. I think it is something where event staff and personnel ignored what was happening, because it seems like early on the day this was already happening. People were being so sandwiched together, and as they get excited, they would push forward or push to another side, and people were literally in being pressed against barricades, which I don't know. I mean, I think we all three of us have been there, like, as people who went to to shows, and especially kind of in more of the metal, punk, and hardcore scene, and how it naturally is something where there's mosh pits always. But where when you were getting pressed against those barricades, and
it was basically I was just reading a bunch of accounts, and apparently there was
fun.
Like roughly
it is
supposed
not
to be
fun,
50,000
and it seems
people
like
at this event.
This was a venue that was
Astroworld
over
Fest in Houston, I think it is.
Yes,
but yeah, and a lot of so my internet is very black. I try to keep it as black as possible on my internet, but I still saw a lot of what I deem as anti-black sentiment towards the event because of it being a Travis Scott event. A lot of people were saying that like Travis is to blame. Why am I? Ooh, I keep burping. His crowd is wild. They were saying he had that Netflix documentary, and he said that there was talk of like, oh, like this is the rioting he was trying to instill. He was trying to. First of all, suck a dick. For anybody posting that like weird shit, like I'm sorry you've never been outside and had fun before, but like that, a packed concert is a very normal thing. There were videos of kids apparently like breaking the fencing around the venue and like breaking in, and like I'm not talking like a couple. I mean like hundreds of kids, and this was just one video, so we have no idea. Yeah, like somebody like they like bum rushed. Yeah, they like bum rushed security and just ran past, and hundreds of kids got in. And this is only one video. I don't know how many of.
Oh, is that? I didn't even see that.
You got to think about it. If this,
see what I'm saying is that there's so much coming into.
This is an arena that has.
It's not an arena.
Like it
was outside.
It's outside. It's like a fucking it's a music park, but it's got 50,000 people in one place. So you got to think about it like this: if hundreds of kids are breaking in this one entrance, then that means there's another entrance somewhere that is understaffed because they got to get guys to block off that entrance. So I'm sure there was maybe thousands of kids who got in this shit for free, snuck in, whatever the fucking case may be. I know we're dealing with a labor shortage, so they probably didn't have enough staffing.
Yep.
There were accounts that the medical team on deck wasn't really well trained. There was a video of actually an ambulance.
That's another thing too.
Yeah, there was a video of an ambulance actually trying to drive through the crowd to get to somebody, and kids were just jumping in the ambulance because I don't know if they just thought it was a part of the show or were just being 16, whatever the
that can happen.
Travis Scott fan is, but. None of this anger needs to be directed towards Travis Scott, and I don't know why the fuck it is. Again, I don't think it's a reach to say it's just racism or anti-blackness or just anti-fucking funness, because a lot of it is from white people or black people who are white adjacent, like the black people who don't have black friends. But yeah. So I don't know why any of this is getting blamed on Travis.
I think it's an anti.
People saying like, "Oh, his statements afterwards were bullshit," and it was kind of bullshit. It was just like definitely written by a publicist as a tweet, like our condolences go out. But yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't it be? Like, what did you want him to do? He's one man. He's not even 30, I don't think, and he's what you want him to single-handedly control 50,000 people.
Why?
And then I guess people's their reasoning for blaming him is that this one girl got up to she climbed to a podium where a camera guy was and told the camera guy to stop the show. The camera guy is like DMS 70 feet away from Travis. Like, and how the fuck is he supposed to stop anything? This is again just a guy doing his job. I don't blame that guy. There's a lot of things that can be blamed, but really it's just I mean, when you get 50,000
Yeah.
people together after a 2-year concert hiatus, I mean, it's going to get a little crazy. I mean, again, condolences to the families. But if you're going to like spread hate on the internet, why don't you go find out who the families were that were affected and go start their GoFundMe's? Why don't you go pony up some of your money or
You know
get
how
a fucking
long?
hobby, dude? Because that looks very weird. If you're again, if you're on my black ass internet, that's looking very weird to me. So you need to fucking cut it out because you just spread negative rhetoric about some black man who is more successful than you, younger than you, likely, and what do you think? He's Jesus? He's supposed to snap his fingers and make everybody stand still and file out in single file? That's weird.
So
and then it was too because there was a point in the concert where I guess somebody passed out, and he stopped the concert to say, "Hey, get that girl, she's passed out," and like was leading her, I guess, or getting people to like lead her to the front.
I mean,
so I guess this was like before the chaos ensued, but like it's kind of weird that people are like, "Oh, well, he could do that. Why couldn't he have stopped the whole rest of the event completely right there?" Like, bro, it's a concert. He does hundreds of thousands of these in his lifetime. I'm sure people pass out of them all the time. You guys have seen them. Anybody who goes outside and isn't a fucking weirdo has been to a concert where somebody's passed out. So, keep your anti-black shit off my internet. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone does. I think I will. I want to just touch on one thing that you just said, and you talked about the average age, right? So could this be because of the recent pandemic and us still going through it, because of that that younger age, that a lot of it has to do with just inexperience, right? So even the break that we had, if you had young people who were really into Travis Scott at these last few years, and then you finally go to this amazing fucking thing, which I can only compare it to like maybe like Knot Fest or something like that, which metal fans know about, going to something that's highly produced, right? That's what it looked like. You just have a bunch of people who have never done that or seen it and don't understand the etiquette that goes into some of those things also, like a certain crowd gets hip to what's going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can imagine being like
to,
16
press
or 17 or even 18
front.
and
there
then
was
like
mosh pits that
the world kind of
apparently
shuts down
just,
for 2 years the second you're like an adult. So
just,
there could have been a lot
even,
going on there. Obviously there's a lot of drugs going on there, but I mean, to give you perspective, I'm looking up the numbers right now. There were 400,000 people at Woodstock, which is one of the biggest concerts in history. There were 50,000 supposedly for this one guy. That's who plays.
How many people died at Woodstock?
Only 2 of drug overdoses, but I mean, Woodstock was also like very, very outside. Like it was.
Yeah, it was in Woodstock.
In a much larger area. I mean, again, a lot of things went wrong for sure, but again, like to blame it like solely on Travis or for there to be like a witch hunt for him or like for what? That's weird.
It's actually Bethel Woods, just so you guys know that. I mean, wasn't there a concert not too long ago? And I think this has to do with the labor shortages, the inexperience. There was a concert recently, and it was a metal one. They just didn't plan hydration places like smartly enough. Like it was an extreme. Obviously those festivals happen mostly during the summer, and it's extremely warm, and you weren't allowed to bring water in with you or something like that, but you could get water at the venue, but all these places didn't have it.
One thing at my last job, they would always say is the 5 whys. Like whenever something goes wrong with a machine, you don't fix what's wrong with the machine. We don't need to fix what's wrong with it immediately. We need to find out why, because if you have one machine go wrong, right, there's 10 machines to do the same shit that were all been there at the same amount of time. So why did this machine go wrong? So don't fix this problem right away. Ask yourself, find the causes, and then find the cause of that, and then find the cause of that until you can't anymore. And I mean, I just don't think. I think pandemic-wise, as far as numbers go, I guess we're ready to open back up. But as far as like, people sat home for a year and realized, oh, I don't need that fucking job. Like that's why some of these events are going wrong. Maybe if this venue wanted to pay people more, or maybe not the venue itself, but like the contractors they work with to have medical tents and to have security and to have this, that, and the third. Maybe if these people were paying more, there would have been more staff. Maybe if, you know, there's, like I said, there's a lot of things that's wrong in our society that would have led to this. But not, again, to sit there and go, we're going to blame Travis, the tiny little man who was on stage thousands of feet away from where the things were actually happening. So, and not to mention on the stage, but like in the air, because he has a whole setup for his shows. So
here's the thing, though. That happened at NAFIS, just like you said,
It was not Fest, by the way, that they ran out of. Actually was issues obtaining food and water, and again, this is a sign of the times. This was over 30,000 people, so 20,000 people less than Travis Scott's concert. Over 30,000 people, so 20,000 people less than Travis Scott's concert. The fact that you just don't have. But there was some severe dehydration.
So capitalism is the problem with the world.
There was
not,
literally people.
One black child. Although
got water at one point,
let's plug the playlist. Well, for those listening,
somebody sold
we do have a playlist that we've made.
$20.
Is there an Apple version as well, or just Spotify?
Absolutely.
There's an Apple version and a Spotify version. I think I have Apple, so I'm going to try and sign into that, or I'll get it anyway. But
there wasn't a thing to make it collaborative on there. Like I couldn't find it.
Yes.
Oh well.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah,
there is. Yeah, the Spotify one it's just going to be songs that we're listening to that we've referenced on the show. I did actually add a Travis Scott song recently. Well, it's a Thug song off
check
his
out
new
the
album.
Spotify one. For
the song's called "Bubbly" with Travis, Young Thug, and Drake. That shit is rent free in my mind, bro. That shit is gorgeous. Also, I want to talk about Drake for a second.
I want to say something about the Travis Scott concert.
Go for it.
The thing is with Astroworld, why I know some people want to blame him is because it's his festival.
That's amazing.
That's not just a show that he was headlining. It's his festival. But also there are also reports of, there being situations where there was a situation where, a bunch of people were passing out and trampling each other, and Travis Scott stopped or whatever and was like, what's going on over there? And then just continued to perform as people were chanting to stop the show and so on and so forth. But again, of course, you can't solely blame this on one person, because how many things had to go wrong for this to happen? A shit ton. There is like a video of, these, like you said, rushing security. These kids are just running through the they just knocked the barricades over, running through, and there's 50,000 people all pushing forward in one direction at the stage. Like that's literally an unstoppable force pushing an immovable object, that's so dangerous. I do believe that the show was oversold. I do think there was apparently, according to a news clip that I was watching and listening to, that there apparently was a lot of security and a lot of Houston PD personnel as well. And clearly the shit still happened, so something fucked up with them also. Like, people always want to, I know people always want to blame, people always want a place to put their anger. And, what's crazy is, like, I do too. I remember, like when I finding out a person that you love or know passed away, you want to say like this person, like, who can I be mad at? Who can I get? And you can't. There's, however, the responsibility he bears, I can't speak to.
I'm sure he's gonna shell out some dough to some people because he's very, very rich.
I mean, that's, of course, but one victim was 14 years old, two were 16.
One of them was 10. I heard.
Yeah, no, but the 10-year-old is in critical condition. Because there was mad people got hurt, but out of the 8 who were dead, one was 14, 2 of them were 16. Some that they don't know the age. Yeah, there's one who was 27, a couple who I think were 22. Yes.
That's so tragic, man. Again, we're talking about inexperienced concert goers, and because there is an etiquette to it. Like there is some things you like people who go to them
I wonder if like
kind of
Yeah, I mean,
understand.
don't-
like
though,
I think
like
if you
that
have ever went to an
ambulance
outdoor
scene,
concert,
right?
to bring
You see
something
that
to cover your
Travis
face,
Scott was
because if it's
performing
too dry, it's
during
going to kick
that,
up a lot of dirt when people
and
are
they're trying
moving
to
and
drive
and
through.
doing what they're doing.
So it's like,
There's all kinds of things.
can you say that you couldn't see those lights? Maybe you couldn't.
I did not see that.
There's probably someone
Ooh.
whose job it is to, at very least, alert. Like, niggas got in-ear monitors, bro. I know there's probably someone on the fucking walkie-talkies who would be like, yo, Trav, we gotta stop for a second because niggas is dying real quick. Just stop.
I mean, I'm sure that happened at some point, but I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna bear the responsibility on.
That's not fair.
Because you got to think about it. He's
Absolutely.
one man looking out into 50,000 cell phone lights.
50,000.
There's no way he could see shit on top of his
We need to
own
make a
lights.
way
On
for
top
this
of like
ambulance.
I remember there was a.
Pyrotechnics.
He
has
had
fire.
played. I mean, when Sicko Mode came out, I think it was when Sicko Mode came out. He was touring. I'm sorry, not Sicko Mode, Astroworld. Well, I guess it's the same thing. But
Yeah.
there's like clips I saw of like there was a Lamborghini like in the air inside of Madison Square Garden. Like he just does have so much. Like there's like a giant train inside the building.
There's a roller coaster.
There's a whole thing. So I mean, I'm sure not only did people even going to the concert, like having seen that footage, not know this ambulance was even real, but like he himself probably couldn't see shit with all the shit that he has in his own show.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny that like, he wasn't getting this kind of accolades for bringing that festival to Houston, his hometown. I mean, like I think he got like mayor, like key of the city or something like that from the mayor, but like culturally, nobody was giving him his daps for that. So I don't know. They were.
I think.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Who talks about Travis Scott? Like besides like 15-year-olds, like people our age. I mean, I think the average concert goer for Travis Scott is probably like 15, 16, 17. But like giving him his ups, like his remember when he won that BET, bro? When he won that BET award, he won a BET award for like best lyricist or something on some song, and everyone was like, "Why the fuck would you give that to Travis Scott?" Like, you know how our niggas our age are. But like the shit was bars. I forgot what song it was, but like there's mad bars on fucking Astroworld. I actually love that.
OD. What's BET? Today? That's a rhetorical question. But no, Travis Scott does get a lot of flowers in the music world. Like, my curated social media is, tons of music news, so this shit is of course all over my shit. Niggas big up Travis. Like he's not like shy about bigging himself up, and people aren't shy about also recognizing that. Like he's one of the biggest artists out right now. But again, you're like at the end of the day,
I think he's in a lot of cultural conversations, but like as far as like giving him his flowers as they are deserved, in a sense of like bringing that fest to Houston to begin with. And I just feel like he got a lot more hate for this when he didn't deserve it, when he doesn't get the love he should get. Because like I said, I love Travis Scott. I mean, he gets more slack for getting Kylie pregnant than he does get flowers in real life for the real shit he actually does.
When people die, though, it's always.
Which, by the way, Raw and Kylie, big W's, baby. I'm not pulling out. Are you kidding me? A billionaire, a billionaire with a BBL. That's 4 B's. Billionaire BBL.
I don't know,
like
billionaire BBL.
There's no way I'm not getting.
You know what?
Bro.
I'm emptying the clips. If Tyga should have done it first.
Stupid nigga, bro.
That's the title of the episode. Billionaire BBL.
He does have a he does have a song about her. Well, I don't know if it's like about her. It's like a typical sex song by Tyga, but it was like around at the peak of their relationship. Ice Cream Man.
She did. She was on something.
Suck me, fuck me. I'm the ice cream man.
You don't think she was on birth control?
She chunky monkey. She liked the twirly swirly in my vanilla coupe. Let me stop. But that was my shit for a minute.
Please fucking stop.
Oh, shout out to Tyga.
No.
Wow.
Can we? You know what? I think though, if I got trampled at a Tyga concert, I'd be all right. I think I would go out just fine.
If that happened,
Tyga coming back into the fold as the greatest rapper alive, according to them.
If you're okay with dying at a Tyga concert, I'm not okay with that.
We're not going to go down this road.
I hope he drops one of his braids into my grave.
That would be dope, though. That would be dope. Like, cut a...
Well, if that was my will, I want Tyga to film a sex tape over my grave.
Imagine you just drop
Justin,
the blonde one, like
talk about Drake.
Peace be to you.
And
just walk away.
You know what? This is gonna be a hot take.
Oh my
Certified
God.
Lover Boy, I think is my favorite Drake album.
Oh my
Not
God.
because it's good.
No. To me.
It's not good. I don't think it's a good album. It's pretty mid. It's pretty bottom of the barrel. It's pretty bottom. That's the general consensus is like it's not Drake's greatest. But the reason I love it and just like this era of Drake is that Drake's like really enjoying success. And as somebody is like that, he's my age. I mean, obviously I'm not Drake successful, even though we're the same age, but like, I don't know, like if like there's a song he has out now because he's got a ton of features out right now. I don't know if anybody's like noticed the surplus of Drake features he's been doing, but there's a feature that really lets me know that Drake is in his prime right now, and it's a feature on the song "Having Our Way" on Migos' new album. Have you heard the song?
I have not.
It's a great song. Well, at least Drake's part, but there's a line in the song where he says, "Load up the Drake. Fuck else are they gonna play?" Brother, you are on a Migos song, and you just said, what the fuck else are they gonna play?
Woo! That's it's the truth. Yo, that is a flex, bro. Imagine going on somebody's feature and just saying,
just like, all the features he's doing is very much like I'm in my bag. I have my kids taken care of. I have nothing to worry about in life. Like, I don't have to prove I'm a good rapper. I don't have to prove I'm a good singer. I don't have to change my style. I'm just being me and really fucking enjoying it. Like honestly, there's some songs on CLB that seem so lazy because like he's like you can tell he's just like he doesn't know problems in the world right now. So like even though like I'm just gonna like listen to like fucking like no friends in the industry and just be like, nigga, you have mad friends in the industry, like you're happy right now. And I definitely feel how happy you are. So I think I'm gonna like when I'm in a bad place, I'm gonna think about the CLB era and just be like things are okay. I feel like everyone's talking because like every like review I see is that, like Drake's like not growing up. The whole point of the industry. And I'm like, Drake's my age. Like we're not supposed to be that mature right now. Or like you think we are because you're a 20-year-old YouTube reviewer.
Right. How do you?
But like,
what do you expect from someone who's like a multi-millionaire who is on top of the world? What do you expect? What do you expect them
to do?
Right.
And I think it's so funny. He gets compared to like Kanye. Kanye's 10 years older than Drake. And the music Kanye was releasing 10 years ago. Yeah, Kanye's 44. So 10 years ago.
Like no one's going.
So 10 years ago was like, what? 2010.
DMX
Kanye albums in 2010.
Yes.
Kanye albums and by year. What was he releasing in 09? Let's see.
A Beautiful Dark
Twisted
Fantasy.
Yeah, that was hard. That was good. But also he was like going through a breakup on that album. Was he going through a breakup with Amber Rose? Fucking like, there's a lot of like immature bars that came out of fucking Kanye at this point in his life, and I think did Kanye have kids at this point? No, he was coming up on some children. But yeah, like Kanye, I mean Drake had his kid. He's not married. He's not going through a fucking divorce. Like fucking
right.
So I don't know what the fuck they want from this nigga, but I'm enjoying this era of Drake, and I just want everyone to know that because
that's fair.
You know what it is, and I was gonna get this tattooed on me. Black joy is revolutionary. All right, there's another quote. Who says the quote? The quote's like, "To be black and informed is to be enraged," or something like that.
Fair.
But like I feel like I need to live by the opposite of that quote sometimes, which is like, I made up. Black joy is revolutionary. Like to be black and to feel good is a revolutionary act, and I think Drake is doing that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, and obviously, yeah, I get it. He's a billionaire. Tom Ford. I get it. He's a slave to capitalism. I understand. But a lot of people who are in Drake's place or close to it, they're pretending to be upset and pretending to have all these issues. No, feel it. Feel the happiness. Feel the joy. I'm happy for Drake. Not happy for Travis, but not right now. But I'm in the grand scheme of things. You know how I knew Travis had some money, bro?
But you wanna fuck Will Smith's wife. You fucking
It was not
piece of
one
shit.
Goofy video.
You fucking piece of shit. A national motherfucking treasure you got no love for.
First of all, he is
because
not.
he
It was not
made
one Goofy video on IG.
fucking video
He's been
on
Goofy
IG.
on IG his
But
entire time
Drake,
on IG.
Aubrey,
He's a goofy guy.
fucking little Jimmy. He
First
gets
of all,
a motherfucking
okay,
pass.
all right. First of all, I hate
don't
when people
trust
bring
you
up Jimmy,
anymore,
but you know
Justin.
what? Let's just end the Jimmy phase once and for all. A, that was a job. B, it was a
How
job
many
he had when he
goofy
was
seasons
17.
did Drake
I worked
have
at a
on
grocery store when I was
Degrassi?
17.
Right.
How many
Will
goofy
Smith was being
seasons
goofy
did
at
he
50.
have?
He's 50 being goofy on the internet.
He was
Did you see
being-
that one
and
comment?
He was also being goofy at 17. He was being goofy his whole life.
He's been
Being
goofy.
true to himself.
He's been being goofy this entire time. Drake is at least cool.
Bro, maybe it came for a circle.
Nah, I'm gonna beat off to Jada.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat off to his mother-in-law.
That's
Because Jada's mom,
Yo.
I'm gonna go look her up right now. She is so
Leave
fine.
him. Leave him be. Leave Will Smith's, partner be.
All right, first of all, let's keep it a bean. If you're single and Jada Smith is thrown at you, you're not turning it down. You're not going, oh man, I can't do that to Will. This guy I don't
such
know.
a problematic.
I
take.
don't know.
I don't get it.
I would beat it up with Men
I
in
think
Black
you-
in the background
you know
on
what?
Netflix. In fact, it wouldn't be Men in Black. It wouldn't even be Men in Black. It'd be 7 pounds. We both be crying. Just
I would be like, respect.
I've actually never
Pursuit
seen
of
that.
Happiness, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we end the episode.
I'm gonna watch
This
seven-
is
I'm gonna watch
you know
7
what?
pounds
This has
tonight
been
and
the
jerk off.
national meat treasure. I am upset. I am irate. I'm gonna go hug my children tonight because this man has defiled everyone. 7 pounds. You know what? I'm done. Follow us on all the socials out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Point the barrel if you want to see me post like family pictures and talk about funny things. And National Meat Treasure on every social out there, including Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
And I actually
don't
just
forget
recorded
to
an
jump onto
episode
the
on
National
another
Meat Treasure
podcast
podcast
called
on
Auntie's Toy
YouTube and
Box
check out the video because
today.
there are tons of funny
I don't
shit
know when
that's
that's coming out exactly, but
And,
go subscribe to her podcast.
Yeah, I'm mad.
I think
I'm
her
done.
at is Bree Blazing, BRIBLAZING on Instagram. Go follow her, follow the
Love
pod,
that.
and check me out on there because your boy's a star. I thought I told you, I'm a star. You see the ice? You see the
Make sure to link that.